Welcome everybody. Welcome Humane Canada and all participants of this event. My name is Brandy Wilson and I'm the owner of Metta Hot Yoga Calgary. And this is Michelle. She's going to be demoing this all accessible, all level practice that we're going to take you through today. I am super honored to be able to support Humane Canada and guide you through this practice. I myself am a huge animal lover. I've been vegan for over 22 years. And so animal rights is a very big passion of mine. So I was extremely excited to be able to participate in this event and bring you this class. Just a quick little bit about Metta Hot Yoga. We are a hot yoga studio in Calgary, but we do offer a ton of other class types. We have prenatal yoga, kids yoga. We offer yoga for golfers. We do different workshops and trainings at the studio. So we also have massage therapy and osteopathy services. So we have something for everybody at our space. And two of the main pillars of our studio are community and accessibility. So if you have any questions or need any more information after this practice, you're more than welcome to reach out to the studio, to myself, and check out our website, mettayogacalgary.com. So to begin, and just for this practice, take it at your own pace, listen to your body. I'm not there to see you to physically help guide you through certain postures, but again, it is an all levels practice. You can definitely peek up and see what Michelle is doing to ensure you've kind of got the postures correctly, but listen to your body, rest when you need to, and above all else, never push through anything painful in yoga. Yoga should be nourishing and delightful. It should never be forced. So we're going to start off in tabletop position. So you're going to come onto your hands and your knees and just stacking your armpits right over top of your wrists, your knees, just underneath the hips or slightly back. And then we're going to warm the spine up with a little cow-cat. So as you inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, and turn your face up. And then as you exhale, round your back, and we do the opposite movement called cat. Spread the shoulders apart. And then twice more, inhale into that back bend, feel the arch of your low back. And then as you exhale, round into cat, drop your head heavy. And then one more time, big inhale, try to fill the lungs up. And then a long exhale as you round into the spine, dome the upper back. And then come back to a neutral position. Keeping your hands really heavy, your fingers spread out nice and wide. Tuck your toes under, and then just a really quick warm up of the core. You're gonna lift your knees about an inch or two off the mat. And so with hovering your knees and grounding through the hands, you have to really fire up around your waist. Cinch in those core muscles, and it's not just the pretty abs, but it's in the lower back area, the glutes, the inner thighs, and take about 2 more rounds of breath. Make sure you're breathing freely through the nose, as calmly as you can, and then one more big inhale. And as you exhale, down dog, lift your hips up high and send your heels back. And your heels don't have to touch in down dog. Down dog looks so different for everybody in their practice. Just as long as your hands are heavy, you're really glued down through your index fingers and thumbs, stretching out strong through your arms, and then bent knees is great. And it might feel really good for you in your practice to pedal your knees back and forth. So you can bend the right knee and push your left heel down and do the opposite. Just kind of get the back of the legs to open up. Good. And down dog we come to a couple times in this practice, so make sure it feels good. If it doesn't, a modification is just coming back to tabletop onto your hands and knees. All right, so take one more deep breath and really reach the arms long, push the heels back as much as you can, and then lift your heels up high as you inhale. Walk to the top of your mat as you exhale, and then push your hands into your shins, look forward. Inhale, lengthen your back out, and then fold as you exhale, round your body over. Rise all the way up to standing, reach your arms up high as you inhale, and then mountain pose, arms beside you as you exhale. Take a deep breath in, a little roll of your shoulders back as you breathe out. Nice, and then reach up high, inhale, we're gonna move a little. Fold forward with your exhale. Bend the knees as much as you need. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, strong legs. And then press back into high plank as you exhale. Okay, so this plank pose, we're going to just hold again for a couple rounds of breath. Knees to the floor whenever you need it. But nice to just tap into that stability of our center body, preparing us for a couple postures to come. So really heavy through your hands and lifted through your belly, but also use the legs a lot. Fire up your inner thighs, and we'll take one more deep breath in, and then lower your knees. As you exhale, lower your upper body forward and down with control. Nice, and then point your toes to the back of your mat. Make sure the shoelace side of your feet are down, so really strong into your legs as you take a low cobra. Lift your chest, breathe in, and then forehead to the floor as you breathe out. So we're just gonna do that twice more. Again, warming up the spine. Inhale, cobra, lift your chest, tops of the feet push, lower your forehead down. And the last one for good measure, inhale, cobra, see if you can get a little bit longer, a little higher. And then push back to tabletop to your knees. Downward facing dog, tuck your toes and lift your hips up high. Good. So that's a little flow that we do kind of in between some of our postures. And you can skip that. You can just push back to down dog. Make sure it feels good in your body. All right, we're going to move through that again. Lift your heels up high as you inhale, and then step or walk to the top of your mat as you exhale. Lengthen your spine on your inhale, shoulder blades back. Fold, and again, bend your knees as much as you need. Rise all the way up, inhale. Try to look up, open your throat. Mountain pose, take your arms beside you as you exhale. Just one breath in mountain. Feel the grounding through your feet. And then big inhale as you reach your arms up high, look up. Fold forward as you exhale. Good, lengthen your back out, a little leaning into the toes, and then plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Okay, hold the plank for one breath in, and then lower your knees, chin, chest, and belly forward and down, so strong triceps. And then into cobra, just one here, so toes point back. Down dog, you can push back through the knees, lift your hips up high, and then settle back into that weight, into your palms, your index fingers and thumbs really heavy. And cool down the breath, make it longer, maybe a little smoother on the exhale, especially after a flow. Okay, and then lift your heels up high again as you breathe in. Step or walk to the top of your mat as you empty the lungs out. Inhale, lengthen your spine. You can look up a little bit, lengthen, and then fold, round over. Good, rise all the way up. As you inhale, lace your fingers together. You can release the index fingers. Just feel really strong into your low body here. Active legs as you inhale, lift up out of your waist. And then side bend to the right as you exhale. Feel the left hip move left a little bit. We're gonna move with breath. Inhale, rise up. And then as you exhale, bend over to the left and feel your right hip bump to the right. Twice more on each side. Inhale, lift up. Try to take a longer exhale as you reach to the right. Go as far as you can. And then inhale back up to middle. Exhale over to the left. Really waking up the side body. Inhale, rise up to center. One more time over to the right as far as you can go, strong through your feet and legs. And then back up to middle. And then over to the left as you exhale. And then back up to center. Tadasana, take your arms beside you. So the shoulders will love that little bit of a break. Take a deep breath in and a calm breath out. Okay, reach your arms up again as you inhale, and then sit into a chair pose, Utkatasana, as you exhale. So really active into your low body. And we're just gonna be here for a couple rounds of breath. So we have a short spurt of energy and strength, and then it feels really amazing to finally let it go. Squeeze your knees together strong. Even pull your front ribs in, and try to sit a little bit lower, maybe more weight into your heels than your toes for one final breath. In. Fold as you exhale, take your hands to the floor. Good, lengthen your back out as you inhale, and then step back into that high plank as you exhale. Okay, gather the strength, take a deep breath in, and then knees, chin, chest, and belly all the way to the floor as you breathe out. Into that low cobra, so elbows bent, toes reach back. Down dog as you exhale, press your way back. And then just taking a couple rounds of breath in down dog to reset that energy into your hands. Lift your sit bones up high. Okay. As you take a breath in, lift your right leg up. And try to keep your hips level. So the right hip is down in line with your left and pulling back with the left hip. And your leg is super straight and strong. And then see how it feels to push your left heel a little closer to the floor. Make sure you're breathing really clear through your nose, and then pick the leg up just a little bit. One more breath in. Take a big step forward as you exhale, right foot all the way to your right thumb. And you're gonna lower your left knee down, just into a low lunge. Make sure your left knee is okay on the floor. You want to be kind of above the kneecap where the muscles of the quads meet your knee. So slide the leg back as you need to. And then just keeping the hands on the floor here. The hips can be quite sticky, especially early on in our practice, especially forever in our lives, hips are tight. So just really breathe into that congestion, into that space. Maybe you feel a little more sensitive, more sensation into the left hip. Well, we try to just take the breath as our main focus, our priority. And as long as there's no pain, just letting your jaw soften and taking 2 more rounds of breath. You're letting the hips move forward. So again, you're off that left kneecap and heavy into your front heel. Good, and then just keeping your hands on the floor, framing your right foot. Tuck your back toes under if they weren't. Lift your back knee super strong off the floor. So really power up the muscles along the back leg. And then keep your left hand grounded, reach your right arm up. A little twist to the right. If this jams your shoulder, put your right hand on your knee, hip, or even low back. And actively push your left hand down so you're not sinking into your elbow or shoulder joint. As you pull the right hip back, squeeze the left leg straight and strong. Take 1 more breath. Thanks, Michelle. And then right hand to the floor. Take a big inhale. Just straighten your front leg as you exhale and fold over. We're gonna do that twice more. So lunge with your breath in, back to the lunge, chest up and open. And then hips high as you exhale, fold any amount. Good, 1 more time. Lunge with a deep breath in. And then hips up high as you breathe out. Good, back to your lunge as you inhale. Step the right foot back into plank pose as you exhale. Okay, now option here, you can always use the knees or you can look forward and on your exhale lower about halfway, chaturanga. Okay, option to take an up dog now, so your arms go straight. You can see Michelle's thighs are lifted and strong, arms powerful, and then downward facing dog with your exhale. So that's another option to flow. Just make sure when you do go into that up dog, if you choose to, that your legs are really, really active. So important to protect our back in that back extension. So take a calm breath in your down dog, especially after a flow. And then heavy hands, pick up your left leg, making sure again that the hips are fairly level. So your left hip is gonna wanna lift, roll your left hip down, plug your right hip back, but try to extend as strong out through that left heel as you possibly can. Okay, smoothing out your breath. Your breath is the priority, postures are secondary, so just making sure you're nourishing yourself. Take 1 more. Big inhale, maybe the leg up higher. Good, and then step through to your left hand. Long, long stance. You might have to drag your foot further up, it's all good. Lower your right knee down when you're ready and make sure again that you're not feeling any pain in the knee joint. And we'll just let the hips settle into this pose for a couple rounds of breath. And oftentimes when we start to open up into our hips, we tense up through the shoulders and the jaw. It's just this immediate connection of tension because of that sensation that a majority of us hold in our hips from sitting, desk work, even really active people. If you're doing a lot of cycling and running, you'll still build up that congestion, so hip openers benefit everybody. So just a couple more rounds of breath. If you can push your front heel down a little stronger. Still a little bit of energy in the legs. You're not totally passive. But again, soften to your jaw, soften your face. Taking 1 more long breath. Good, and then just keeping your hands to the floor or up onto fingertips. You can tuck your back toes under. Lift your back leg as straight and strong as you possibly can. Feel your hips kind of scissor, left hip back, right hip forward, and then right hand stays grounded as you take that twist. Reach up towards the ceiling with your left hand, unless it bothers your neck, or your shoulder rather, and then you're gonna keep the left hand grounded on the thigh, the knee, but active right hand, and then active right leg. You've got one more deep breath. Amazing. And then put your left hand on the floor. Deep breath in. So you can look up. Think of a little back bend here. And then hips high. Straighten the left leg as you exhale. Left hip back. 2 more times. Lunge with your inhale. Heart bone up. And then sit bones high as you fold any amount. Good. 1 more time. Lunge with a deep breath in. And then send your hips up and back as you breathe out. Good. Come back into your lunge on your inhale. Step into plank with strength as you exhale. Look forward, breathe in. Option to flow here, chaturanga or to the belly. Okay, you're taking up dog or cobra. Make sure your legs are active. Downward facing dog on your exhale. And then just settle back into your down dog for a few rounds of breath, making them clear and even. All right, lift your right leg up again as you inhale. Step your right foot all the way through to your right thumb as you exhale. Okay, stay high to your back toes and strong in your back leg. Crescent lunge, reach your arms up high. Okay, and then again, you notice maybe a little sensation through the front of the left hip. Try to lift upward out of your waist, so you're really lengthening and lifting your spine. Good, and then we're just gonna go right into warrior 2. Ground your back heel, reach your right arm forward and left arm back, and lunge low. Good. And you might need to adjust your stance a little bit. Make sure that you feel like you're in a long enough stance that you're challenged, but you're able to sustain it. You're not sinking into your joints or feeling like you're sliding off the mat. So we wanna be able to ground our feet down and energetically feel like you're pulling the feet together and up from the inside. So active inner thighs, and strong into your arms, extend out through your fingertips, and then find that soft face. Relax your jaw. And then reach your upper body forward. Put your right elbow on your right thigh. Sweep your left arm all the way forward to the front of your mat and to extended side lunge. And then you can look up towards your left elbow pit if it's okay in your neck. Keep a little bit of energy of the right elbow and thigh pressing into one another. We'll want to kind of lift the hips and come out of the pose, so re-deepen into that lunge. You've got strong legs. And really smush the back foot down for 1 more round of breath. Good, and then look down, plant your hands to frame your right foot, lift your back heel high, take an inhale. Step back into plank pose as you exhale. Long breath in, look up. And then chaturanga, keep looking ahead as you lower down. Good, take your back bend, get strong into your legs, toes back. Down dog on your exhale, press back. And just those few rounds in down dog to reset. Find fluidity and ease again, gaze at one spot. And notice the weight in your hands. Make sure it's always in your index fingers and thumbs. We want to protect our wrists. A lot of down dog can be hard on the wrists if we're rolling out. So you want to roll the weight into the hands. Good. Lift your left leg up. Inhale. And then big step through, left foot to left thumb. You're gonna stay high to your back toes and then rise up into your crescent lunge. And you don't wanna rush, take your time. Making sure that you feel this energy through the inner thighs. And the balance can be challenged, it's all good. Just making sure you're breathing wherever you are. A lot of energy through the fingertips. You can reach up a little more expression, maybe even gazing up if you like that. Powerful through your feet. 1 more breath. Okay, and then just drop your back heel, sweep your right arm back into your warrior 2. Extend your gaze forward over your left hand if you're comfortable with that. And then calm breath as you settle into a strong posture. There's that balance of strength and ease. And squeezing your front knee open towards the left edge of your mat and a little hug of your right shoulder back so you really feel broad through the collarbones, open through the hips, and strong grounding down through your feet. And when you find that power in your legs, feeling that buoyancy and lift through your torso. We got 1 more. And then the legs are staying powerful as you reach forward. Left elbow into your left thigh. Sweep your right arm overhead towards the front of your mat. And then you can extend your gaze up past your right elbow pit if it feels good in your neck. Otherwise, neutral gaze is all good. Lunge really low. Feel that extension from your fingertips all the way down your armpit, your side body, through the hip and into the right foot pressing. And then still hold that energy in your front leg as you push your front heel down. And then there's a little rotation, just a slight opening of your chest, right rib cage back slightly. 2 more rounds of breath. Take the breath in and out slowly. Try to lengthen it. Good, and then look to the floor, frame your left foot, lift your back heel high. This is gonna be our last flow, so take a deep breath in. Step back into plank, okay? Hold your plank and fill the lungs up again. And then lower slow chaturanga, really powerful. Good, cobra or up dog, reach your toes back, lift your heart high. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Very nice. Taking a couple breaths in your last down dog. 30 minutes goes by, we gotta squeeze it all in. So roll forward into a high plank. Lower your knees and then just come all the way onto your belly. We're just gonna go right into a couple spine strengthening postures. Reach your arms back. So you can just keep your arms like airplane wings beside you, or you can lace your fingers together at the base of your spine. This is called full locust. Strong into your center, your core, as you lift your chest and legs up. And remember, your core isn't just the belly muscles, it's a whole lot of muscle strength from your ribs to your knees, front, side, and back. Reach through your toes, pull your arms up as high as you can, lengthen and lift, but make sure you're taking a deep breath when you do each tiny little movement. Awesome. Okay, and then with control, just lower yourself down to your mat, release your arms, and then look to the right side of the room, left ear to your mat for 2 calm breaths. Really smooth out that last exhale. And then bring your forehead back to center. Cactus your arms, bend your elbows to 90 degrees beside you, and then curl your heels in towards your glutes. Good, so this is skydiver's pose, really great option so we don't have to bind because we didn't do a ton of back bending. So you're gonna start to pick your knees up, your chest up, and your arms up any amount. So you visualize like you were skydiving safely out of a plane, not releasing your parachute quite yet. So really pull the heels in, press your feet up, try to lift the knees up, and then see if you can get your chest open a little further, elbows back. Awesome. Reach your arms back straight and strong, your legs back straight and strong, and then we just lower down onto our mats again. Look to the left, bring your right ear to the floor, and just that calm breath. So we work a lot of strength into our front bodies in a lot of modalities of practice, and really important to find strength in the back body as well. Posterior strength is really important for our spine, low back, and pelvis. All right, and then bring your forehead back to center. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. With control, press yourself up onto your hands and knees so you come into a tabletop position. Good, and then tuck your toes under, downward facing dog as you exhale. We're gonna go right into a lunge. Right leg up as you inhale. Step your right foot through to your right hand. And I lied because I said we had only one more down dog, but this is still down dog. All good though. Left knee to the floor. Put your right hand inside your right foot. Yoga teachers lie all the time about breath count and postures. Let your right knee and toes wiggle out to the side. So you can see Michelle's right knee and right toes are pointing in the same direction. Make sure your back leg is okay. Option 1, just stay here with straight arms. Make sure it doesn't hurt your wrists. You could push fists instead. Option 2 is to come down a little bit lower into gecko. So you would lower down onto your elbows. Yeah, and then breathe here. So pretty deep hip opener. We're not gonna be in it for a super long time, but I try to find that calm, that relaxing of your jaw and shoulders. Taking about 3 more rounds of breath. And remember to, again, just stay connected to your breath. This is the practice. As you rise back up, if you were onto the elbows, spin your front knee and toes forward again, tuck your back toes under, and then step back into that downward facing dog that I lied about taking. Right away, just lift your left leg up, and then big step through left foot to left thumb. Take your left hand inside your left foot, tap your back knee down. Again, make sure that your left knee and toes wiggle out a little bit wider, but they're in the same direction. Okay, and then just test it out. See how this side feels. One side can be a little bit more free than the other, could be a little stickier, so adjust for your body. And if it feels appropriate, lower down onto your elbows. And if it's not and you're up onto your arms straight, just make sure your joints feel good. So no pressure in your wrists. And then take your attention onto that breath, nice and calm. Notice any shoulder tension lifting up into the body. Can you just keep the upper body pretty relaxed? And then even visualize your breath flowing in through the nose and down through the right hip. And some people will also feel maybe the deeper compression in the left side versus the opening in the right side. And there's no wrong as long as there's no pain. And that's the key piece of practice. Yoga is non-violence, and that means being kind, not only kind to the world, to ourselves, but mostly to ourselves as a key piece of our practice. All right, so you can start to bring yourself back up to straight arms. Heel toe your left foot in. Frame your left foot, tuck your back toes under, and that final down dog. One more. Just to feel good, you might pedal out the legs back and forth. And then lower down onto your knees and lay down on your back. So flip right over onto your back side. It doesn't matter which direction you face. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. You can rock a bit side to side, see how your low back is feeling, how your hips are feeling. Good, and then set your feet on the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Good, you can just stay here for a moment and let the right knee kind of relax open, and then tee your arms out to the side. We're gonna keep this thread needle position with our low body and then add a twist. So lower your legs to the left. So you'll see Michelle's right foot and left knee are falling over to the left side. Adjust as you see fit, maybe a prop if you need it underneath the foot. And then you can turn your face towards the opposite side of your knees, see how it feels in your neck. And take like 3 or 4 of these deep belly breaths. Especially when we twist, the breath gets a little congested sometimes, a little shallow. So nice to bring that awareness back into space and wringing out the spine and the internal organs. And then as you take your last deep breath, really fill up. And then you completely empty and feel a slight core engagement to be able to bring your knees back up to center. Awesome, and then switch sides. Set your right foot down, lift your left ankle over. Okay, just let the left knee kind of open out to the side, and then when you're ready, legs can fall over to the right. Good. Gaze can go over to the left if it feels appropriate for you and your neck. And find those deep, calm belly breath, making them full again. And taking a couple more. And then with your next long exhale, again, just feel that contraction of your low belly to help you bring your legs safely back up to center. Set your left foot down, bring the soles of your feet together and let the knees fall open into a reclined cobbler's pose. And then this is where I'm going to leave you for the remainder of your practice, kind of a little mini Shavasana / hip opener. So that practice goes by pretty quick. We have at Meta a lot of variety of class types and a lot of class lengths. We have 60, 75, and 90-minute classes. Again, like I said at the start of our practice, we have something for everybody. There's a really great intro offer that we have at the studio. So if you are new to Meta Yoga, you can do our special, which is $49, giving you 30 days of unlimited yoga. Great opportunity to try out some classes. We're located in the north of Calgary. So hopefully you enjoyed this little taste of what Meta Yoga is. And again, any questions or any comments, feel free to reach us either through social media or our website, metayogacalgary.com. From my heart to yours, namaste.